Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. This video is about comfort zones. I remember one time when I was working at one of my jobs a few years back, and there was a girl who asked me a few questions about what it was that I did with my personal time, what I like to do, and things like that. She spoke to me a lot about different things besides just work, and a lot of the things that she spoke to me about were very interesting, intellectual, enlightening things. I remember telling her one of the reasons why I wasn't writing at the time. She was like, animals go to their comfort zones to die. So we're in like the middle of the aisle at work, and it's like 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that, because I used to work really early. And I'm just sitting there looking at her and she's looking at me, and I'm like, yeah. But me being a person who doesn't take offense to what people say, like right off the rip, I really thought about that. I really thought about what she said, and what she said stuck to me like till today. Like, I often share it with people when they say they're afraid to do something or they're scared or something, and I say the same thing. Ever since then, and like with what I've learned and what I've continued to do, I have not wanted to ever stay in my comfort zone. As people, we have to grow and experience change. Change is inevitable. We are complex beings, and change is going to happen. It's always going to happen. The definition of a comfort zone can be described as a psychological state in which things feel familiar to a person and they are at ease or in control of their environment, experiencing low levels of anxiety and stress. Therefore, it can be assumed that stepping out of one's comfort zone will raise anxiety and generate stress to a certain extent. However, you have to understand that not all of this is real. Anxiety to some extent is good. So for example, if I look in the mirror and my belt doesn't tighten, I start to feel like very anxious about the idea of why or how it came to be that my belt doesn't fit food. I start to become anxious about it, and becoming anxious about it allows me to focus my thoughts on it a little more than I had been maybe previously when I was stuffing all the food down my face. You need anxiety to help keep you alert in some situations. The reason why I think it's important that they highlighted that this isn't real is because it isn't. Sometimes when you stay in your comfort zone, you can create a very false sense of safety because it feels comfortable. You need challenges, you need things to come shake up things or shake up your routine a bit. You need to shake them up yourself as well. And you need to step out there from time to time and experience or try other things besides this, reality that you created for yourself to keep yourself safe all the time. There are 3 different types of comfort zones. A comfort zone in which an individual feels comfortable. There is no fear or discomfort. The person feels at home, comfortable, and safe. All things are familiar. Within this zone, there are no challenges to start a learning process. And that is the most common one, the one that's unquestioned, the one where people have established that this is safe, that I don't need to do this, I don't need to try that. And when I say try things, it doesn't have to be, like negative things. It can be whatever you believe is something that can help challenge you or your thought process so that you can grow. Another comfort zone is the panic zone. A challenge is so far away from the zone in which we feel comfortable that it becomes overwhelming. In this zone, we experience stress, fear, and challenge in a way that learning is impossible. For instance, our fight or flight reaction. All our energy is spent on managing and controlling our fear and panic. When a person stays too long in this zone, there is a possibility that they cease to explore their boundaries and instead prefer to stay within their comfort zones. The third comfort zone is the stretch zone. It's between the previous zone. So it's between the comfort zone and it's between the panic zone. In this zone, things or activities and situations feel somehow awkward and unfamiliar. In this zone, learning can occur. It is the zone where you can enhance your possibilities, where you can work towards your personal development, where you can explore your boundaries. When a person feels he cannot control or handle the situation, he can retreat to the comfort zone. However, operating in and learning in this zone can expand your comfort zone, becoming familiar with new situations and activities. I'm really glad that I stumbled across that definition for the 3 different comfort zones, because initially I only knew about one comfort zone. I think it's important because I want you guys to understand that when you leave your comfort zone to try something that you never tried, you're going to experience some sort of anxiety. But on the positive note, as that last zone, the stretch zone is trying to teach you, is that you can also learn too. So don't always focus on how you're going to feel. I feel afraid. I feel vulnerable. I don't like it. But what are some of the cons? I learned how to drive to a new location. I met some friends while I was here. I enjoyed the food. Food is some of the best food that I've ever had in town. Try to, rewire your brain to look at that. Don't always look at the what ifs and the maybes and what could go wrong. Try to stay out of that zone where you operate to limit yourself based on just the bad part of the experience. The pros about comfort zones are growth, learning something new, overcoming fears, and the confidence boost that you get when you try to do something new or different. Some of the cons of comfort zones and leaving your comfort zones is that sometimes there could be no reward. So you might go out on a limb and say you're going to try something new, and you feel like nothing beneficial has come out of leaving your comfort zone, and sometimes there isn't. Sometimes people say, you gotta try this, and you'll say, well, I don't eat fruit. So you go and try it and you like, I don't like it. And the worst that could happen is that you didn't like it or you didn't learn nothing new from the experience, but it can happen. Every moment and every time you step outside of your comfort zone and try something new is not going to be great. You're not going to benefit from it every single time. So just keep that in mind as well. Too risky. Sometimes people go too far out of their comfort zones and they don't come back. There's a lot of things and people out there that are willing to give you bad information, that want you to join them in their misery or on their downward spiral for fun or the sake of fun, or they just don't have a genuine interest in you as a person and they want you to be more like them. And so you can try to experiment with different locations or things or ideas that just don't suit you in the end. And when you come to that realization, it's fine with knowing that, hey, sometimes I have to respect my comfort zone as a sense of something that's had my back for years and keeping me safe and helping me to make the right decisions. Another thing is could be a bad new experience. You can go out on the limb to try something completely new. Someone's talking it up, they're making it sound all good, blah, blah, blah. And it's a terrible experience and it makes you never want to leave your comfort zone again. Well, we don't want that. So what you're going to do is, and what I do is I try to stay away from things that I just know that I don't like. The thing that I want you guys to really understand today about comfort zones is the importance of just stepping outside of your own comfort and doing some of the things that you're afraid to do or don't think you can do. You will be amazed at just the adrenaline and the confidence that comes with just reaching a new step. Have you ever seen kids, if you teach them something new and they're so excited after? I feel that way in my life when I overcome something or I'm able to accomplish something. And again, those are wins for me. Knowing that I tried, knowing that I gave something my all and I actually turned out okay from the experience is very crucial to me, to my growth as a person. Shout out to the friend out there who told me that I was going to die if I stayed in my comfort zone at 5 a.m. in the morning. It might sound very extreme to you guys, but sometimes you need that person in your life who's going to look at you from the outside of how you see yourself and is going to challenge how you see or think about yourself. And I think that those type of friendships make great friendships. I'm inviting you guys to explore some 30-day challenges. I'm inviting you guys to try something that you may think that you can't do, that you are afraid to do, and just step outside of that comfort zone and let me know how those things went. If you guys are interested in chatting, again, I left my email address in the bio. If you're into chatting about something quick, you guys can DM me. And this was another video about just self-development and self, which I think is very important. Like I said, it's really going to help you to grow in your relationships, at work, in your personal life. So if you like the content, like and subscribe to the channel. Look forward to seeing you guys again. This is J Bear the Venting Bear, and I'm out.